Hello and welcome to the first of two videos for students in the ATLAS Masterclass. So these particular set of videos are targeted at students who are going to be using a Linux computer that has a Red Hat, one of the Red Hat distributions. If that's not the kind of computer you're using, then go check one of the other videos to find the operating system that matches yours. So what we're going to be doing in these videos is basically getting you ready to run the HYPATIA software. The HYPATIA software is basically a data analysis software that we'll be using in the masterclass, and we'll be downloading it and running it in the second of the two videos. In this video, if we actually zoom into the fine print on this page, you can see that to run this program, you need to have the Java Runtime Environment, or Java RE, installed, and we need a version of 1.6 or newer. So that's what we're going to do now. Right, so let's pull up our Linux distribution. So I'm going to be using Fedora, but this should work for whichever Red Hat based distribution you're using. And you can also see that my Linux machine is floating around, and that's because it's a virtual instance. That shouldn't make a difference for your installation experience though. All right, so first things first, let's open a terminal. And if you're running Linux, I assume you're already fairly familiar with some of the basic commands in the terminal, but I'm going to spell them out nonetheless. So the first thing we want to do is check if we have Java installed. And to do that, we go Java -version. And with most Red Hat distributions, they have a system version of Java, and this is what we're seeing here. It's an open source development kit, and it also has a runtime environment within it. However, this will not be good enough for running HYPATIA, and I'll show you a bit about why that is in the second video. So we actually need to go ahead and install an additional version. And at the end of this video, I'll show you how we choose the new version we installed and leave the system version where it is. So to install this second version of Java that we're going to need to run HYPATIA, we're going to need to be a sudo user. So this is probably a very good time to mention that you should not be installing software on this computer unless you are the system administrator, or it's your computer, or you have permission from the owner or administrator of the computer. So please make sure you have permission before proceeding with this video. As for the command itself, we're going to run sudo, and then we're going to use the yum package manager and install Java 1.8. And it's also going to be from the open source kit. Okay, and you can see that there are 4 packages we need to do that. There's the main package, and then there are 3 associated dependencies. So we're going to go ahead and let the package manager download and then install them. And these steps may go slower or faster depending on how fast your internet and computer is. And you can see that that's complete. So great, so let's take another look here. So you can see that if we run Java -version again, we still see the system Java. So there's actually a command we can use to change which default version of Java we look at. Again, we have to run this as sudo. So essentially, we're going to change a config file to point to a different version of Java. So we run a script that is in user sbin called alternatives. You can see it there. And then that has an argument under the flag config, and our argument is Java. So this then produces some text, and it says there are 2 programs which provide Java. There's this one, which is the default, which is the system Java that we already have. And then there's the second one, which we just installed, which is Java 1.8. And we want to point to that one instead. We're running HYPATIA. So what we type is 2. And then if we run our Java -version command again, we now see the 1.8 version. All right, so that concludes this video. You now have installed Java and you're ready to go on and download and run HYPATIA. So I'll see you in the next video.